Okay, we're a go. Alright, what's up, guys? This is the Ask Me Anything live stream number 16. Wow, that's pretty cool. Never thought that this would become a regular thing, but it's been a lot of fun, and I don't plan on stopping these anytime soon. I enjoy the spontaneity of these live streams every once in a while. So for anyone that missed this live and is watching the replay, I live stream twice a month on Saturdays at 12 Eastern Standard Time. And I usually like to do at least 2 weeks in between each live stream to give it some time to breathe, and just kind of let life pass by. So if you missed the live stream and you want to check out the next one, it's probably going to be on Saturday, December 11th. So that's the plan right now. But that may or may not change depending on Christmas. So we'll kind of play it by ear. We'll see what happens next month. But it might be just one live stream next month. And then also in terms of any of my YouTube content with my videos, I normally try to post on Wednesdays. Now I've been posting one video every single Wednesday, which has been a challenge to say the least. It's definitely been very difficult. So we'll see if I can keep that up in the new year. See, this volume too loud. It's a little too loud. Can't really tell. Okay, so anyways, I'll give some time for some people to show up and drop in so that we can start the AMA section of the stream. But for now, I kind of wanted to just ramble over some thoughts that I have on alternative education. I've been thinking a lot about this subject recently, mostly because of my video that I made, I'd say 2 weeks ago, on my experience with dropping out of college and what I've learned since that day, which was 15 years ago. And it kind of really got me thinking about, other forms of education and if alternative education is viable. So, hey, Master Yoda, what's up? Glad you can make it. How you doing? What's going on? How's the weekend? Let me get some water here. So yeah, I was just kind of like babbling over this idea that I have of alternative education and kind of what I think is valuable, what's useful, and what's kind of garbage. Or maybe this will be a good video to create in the future and kind of talk about some of the subjects and ideas that I think are important to study. Because to be perfectly honest, when you go to school, right, you have to learn English, history, geography, chemistry, physics, like the typical curriculum that you get in school. But on the same time, though, in the real world, things like doing your taxes, getting insurance, buying a car, paying rent, investing, like these are all ideas and types of education that are much more valuable in the real world. So I'm just wondering, like, if I had to make my own type of school curriculum, what the subjects would be. I'm doing fine. Actually, trying to focus on the mental area. That's pretty good. How you doing, Derek? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm all right. Been a little not stressed, but kind of overwhelmed. Work has been crazy. YouTube has been crazy. Trying to find a new place to move to has been crazy. So everything has been pretty hectic. And plus we have Christmas and the holidays coming up, right? So Got to make time for family and gifts and all that. So I'm excited for next month, but I'm a little exhausted, to say the least. Like, I guess you would say. But yeah, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a comfortable state of mind right now. Pretty happy with my mental and physical health currently. But of course, I could definitely do better. So I need to get back to the gym. That's one thing I need to focus on, and maybe I'll make a concerted effort to work on that in the new year. So we'll see. Yeah. Life is tough, right? It's like balance, right? It's trying to not get too low and not get too high, and just try to stay as even keel as you can all the time, right? And I try to constantly remind myself that when having a bad week or having a bad day, just remind yourself, don't get too low, right? Don't let the lows get you down. And then when things conversely are going really well for you, right? When things are happening and you're having a lot of success and you're happy, at the same time, don't get too high, right? Because eventually that high you'll come down, and you don't want to be disappointed. So we are all in the same page here. Yeah, I feel you. It's exactly like, it's weird to say this, but human beings, we all go through the same issues, right? We all go through the same, physical and mental struggles. And I think it's important to talk about that, like, I don't always want to just talk about, the good times and share videos and content, of my best moments in life. I think it's also important to reflect on, the negative moments and the ones when you're sad or you're kind of down in the dumps, right? Because you can kind of figure out ways to get through that and improve as a person. So that's what's happened to me the last 2 weeks. Yeah, I feel you, dude. I feel you. It's tricky too, right? Because your brain, I don't know if this happens to you, but my brain, it always plays tricks on me. Like, whenever things are never going well, my mind always has this idea of self-doubt, and it kind of like creeps into my subconscious, and I sort of believe that, if things are going well for me now, that they're never going to become better in the future. And it's this weird mindset that I get sometimes, and I feel like our brains are like kind of playing tricks on us, and you kind of have to fight that, right? So I don't know, maybe that's just me, maybe that's just my perspective on things, but it's strange, right? Because like, a couple of things might not go your way. When might be something financially, something at work, something at school, something with your friends. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't feel good. You feel shitty and you feel down in the dumps. But then, like, for some reason in your mind, you think that the present will never change and the future won't get any better. And that's where this whole self-doubt kind of creeps in. And it's weird, because that that's not true. That it's false, that things will always change, life can always get better, there's always highs and lows. But for whatever reason, when things are going well, you always believe the worst. And I think that's just knowing that, just knowing that idea, it's a facade, and it will pass, and it's not a constant thing in your life. And just knowing that and having the confidence to just kind of have faith and keep moving forward is what I think is really important, or at least that's what's been working for me. But other than that, I'm grateful for what's going on, grateful for the position I'm in. I'm healthy, I'm happy, family's healthy. Like, at the end of the day, those are the things, that truly have meaning in our lives, right? Like, are you happy? Are you healthy, right? And it's easy to lose sight of that, you know, and take it for granted. And I'm sure this is something that all of us know, but I think about this a lot. But if it helps me when I kind of flesh out these ideas in my mind and say it. And even though it's just like a YouTube live stream, right? And, you know, I can't really see you guys face to face, but at the same time, I'm benefiting from this because I have all these bizarre thoughts and concepts in the back of my mind that I can kind of flesh out and put into words, and then kind of go through them and break them down and kind of go through how I feel and what my thoughts are in this present moment and be like, oh, okay, maybe I shouldn't be so sad. Or, oh, maybe I shouldn't be too optimistic, and try to stay more even and balanced. I think that's just a good reminder. So, but at the same time, I get comfortable here. And I threw out my chair. I have this like super, I don't know if you can see this, I have like this super basic wooden chair now. I had this ultra comfortable computer chair, but I threw it out, trying to declutter, trying to become more like a minimalist and own less stuff. Well, this is like an awkward position to sit in though. I need to figure this desk setup better. Let me move my keyboard here. I move this. Move all this stuff. I have too much stuff, man. Okay, there we go. That's a bit better. Hey, Forrest. How you doing? Happy Saturday. What's going on? How's the family? Hope everything's well. Oh man, speaking of Europe, have you guys seen like what's been going on in Austria? The other night I was looking up these like Austrian riots and protests that they were having. It looks wild. Like I saw images the other night of like streets in Austria of these like insane protests, and it was just like you couldn't even see the road. It was just a flood of people with like Austrian flags like everywhere. I thought that was I don't know like I don't know if I could show you these, but oh my god, these pictures are crazy. It's just so many people just all protesting in the streets of Austria. And it's wild because it's like Austria is a small country, right? Okay, let's see. Like, what is the population of Austria? Population of Austria. Wow, 8.9 million. It's so small. No, I didn't. I was just focusing on my studies. Oh, that's good. Focus on your studies, bro. That's more important. Didn't read any news lately or anything. I've got the flu. Oh no, you got the flu? Oh, you got like fever and chills and runny nose and all that type of stuff? Is it bad? Like, is it like a bad flu or just mild flu? I can't remember the last time I got the flu. Did I ever get the flu recently? I don't know. Man. When was the last time I got the flu? I don't think I can remember. But I hope you're feeling better, Forrest. Rest up. Take this weekend and rest up. Oh, Corona, my guy. Oh, and teary eyes, and the gravity is high. Gravity is high. My left ear is blocked. Oh yeah, you have like vertigo sometimes too, right, Forrest? That's crazy. Hey, Baptiste, what's going on, my French brother? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, or good to chat with you. I guess talk to you. Sorry, that sounds weird. Um, how am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. Having a pretty chill Saturday. My parents were literally just here about like half an hour ago. They came over last night, had dinner. They stayed the night. They got to see Tiffany, which is their only granddaughter, which was kind of cool. And then my brother came over too yesterday. So we had a nice little small family gathering. It was pretty cool. It was nice. No corona, just a normal flu. Okay, that's good. Ah, you remembered? Of course I remembered. No, vertigo is super serious. Um, I've seen people who have vertigo, and like sometimes it's so bad that they can't even walk. Like, and of course I've never had vertigo, right? So I have no idea what it feels like to lose your equilibrium, and you have no sense of balance or stabilization where you can't even stand. Like that seems so crazy to me. So it's yeah, it's serious, you know. Doing good. My week was so intense at work. Christmas, Black Friday, and charity op. Oh yeah, Black Friday. Did you guys buy anything for Black Friday? Did you find any good deals? I feel like in Canada, it's it's kind of like a scam. Like there was hardly anything that I saw that was even like a good deal at all. Like for example, yesterday when my dad came over, he came down to the city. He lives like in the middle of nowhere. My parents, they like live in the forest basically. But when they came down, they wanted to go Black Friday shopping. And my dad's a photographer, so he went to the local camera store here. And he told me they had nothing. And there wasn't any Black Friday deals at all. So I was like, I don't know. So I feel like Black Friday kind of sucks here in Canada. It's not that good. We got some of our students got corona. Even when you get in a class, almost everyone is coughing and stuff. Oh, yikes. That's rough. You know what's weird? I've heard like a couple like scientists and virologists, like people that are like way smarter than I am could ever be. And they're saying something about how there is this idea that it's kind of too late to beat corona, and it just has to kind of go through the entire world, and everyone is just going to get it at one point or another, or it's going to become like the seasonal flu, and it's just going to be like something that we have to deal with every single year. And I was like, man, if that's true, that sucks. Like we have enough like diseases and problems in the world. Like I don't want corona to be like a never-ending thing, or COVID or whatever. I bought a new bike because my last one was such a piece of garbage. I did not expect you to say that. No. Your last bike was such a piece of garbage. Bro, what kind of bike did you buy? Oh, sorry for laughing. I don't know that, but I thought that was funny. Oh. Yo, bikes are expensive, dude. Like bicycles. Like when I was a kid, I had so many bicycles, but now when I go to like a regular store and look at how much they cost, man, bicycles are expensive. Like if you want to get like a half decent one, those things aren't cheap. And I don't even have a bicycle anymore. Probably can't even afford it. That's good though. You have a new bike for the summer. Get some nice cycling in. A bunch of my friends, they got really into cycling this past summer. They all bought, pretty decent bicycles or bikes or whatever, and they were going on these super long, I guess you would call them like road trips, like, or cycling paths. Like they would map out, I guess, like a trail or a route that they would do, for an afternoon, and there'd be like 5 or 6 of them, and they go on these like super long like bicycle rides. And I thought that was pretty cool, and I felt like, man, I kind of want to get a bike, but sort of missed out on that. It might look like it, LOL. Yeah, man, it might look like it. I also bought a Christmas present for my sister. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, I bought a Christmas present for my brother. Wait, does my brother watch this? I don't think he does. I don't think. Yeah, there's no way he watches this. Hold on. Is there a way I can see who's in the chat? Participants. Okay. Okay. So, anyways, yeah, he's definitely not watching this. Yeah. So I bought a Christmas and birthday present for my brother. My brother has a super strange birthday. His birthday is December 24th. So as a kid, he kind of always got screwed because his birthday is on Christmas Eve, and then we'd have Christmas Day. So a lot of the times it's like his present, like it's sort of hard to buy a birthday present and a Christmas present at the same time. So I always felt like he kind of got screwed over. So usually what I do is I try to combined his Christmas gift with his birthday gift and buy him something like really nice, or something a bit more pricey that normally I wouldn't buy, as a birthday gift. And my brother, I guess, just to go on a tangent here, he's completely different than I am. Like doesn't even seem like the same person. I'm into all of this like educational photography, videography, public speaking type of stuff, and he's like a more likes to keep to himself and kind of go canoeing and go camping and build fires, and like an outdoorsman type of person. And I was looking at this really nice saw that I wanted to buy him, but I think it was like $270 or something, and I was hoping that on Black Friday there would be a sale. And the day before, the price dropped by about 100, so it went down to like 160. So I picked it up, and it's like this huge. It's like maybe like this big, and then it collapses in itself. So you have to pull the saw out. And so this like super huge, heavy duty saw that he could use to cut like firewood, I guess. Like I don't even know what would you use that for? Firewood. Like, what else do you need a saw to cut trees? I don't know, for whatever that he does, whatever that he's doing. So I got his Christmas and birthday present done. So that was cool. I wanted to buy new boxing gloves, but there's no discount on my local sports store. Oh, Batiste, you hit the bag? You're into boxing? Damn, bro. That's a good cardio workout. Like boxing, or just hitting the bag for rounds. Like if you do even just like 5 to 10 short rounds in the bag, like that's a crazy workout. I've always wanted to try it, but for whatever reason I could never find the courage to do so. That's one thing that I would love to try one day, is some sort of mixed martial art, just for like the discipline, the challenge, and the knowledge of something like that, and the exercise too, right? So it's for Krav Maga. What is that? Is that like a martial art? Sorry, I don't know what that is. Am I saying that right? Krav Maga is a military self-defense and fighting system developed for the Israeli Defense Forces and Israeli Security Forces, derived from a combination of techniques sourced from boxing, wrestling, judo, aikido, and mixed martial arts, karate. Huh. Yo, this guy's doing some like wild head kick. Oh, that's so interesting. Oh, yeah, there's belts too. What belt are you? So there's white belt, yellow belt, orange belt, green, blue, brown, and then black. Huh. That's pretty cool. Do you have a belt, Batiste? What belt are you? Blue belt. Yeah, I never heard of this before. Krav Maga. It literally means contact combat. Huh. Began to provide lessons on combat training to what was to become the IDF. What's the IDF? Huh. It's interesting. Like most martial arts, Krav Maga encourages students to avoid physical confrontation. If this is impossible or unsafe, it promotes fighting. It promotes finishing a fight as quickly and aggressively as possible. Attacks are aimed at the most vulnerable parts of the body, and training is not limited to techniques that avoid severe injury. Some even permanently injure or cause death to the opponent. Oh, wow. Students learn to defend against all variety of attacks and are taught to counter in the quickest and most efficient way. That's pretty cool. Clear? I didn't start passing the belt because it's a very long process and you can learn. Oh, so you don't have to do the belt system. You can kind of just like go for classes or something and learn the techniques. It's pretty cool. I wonder if they have that here. They must have that in Canada somewhere, right? Oh, there's like a school like 10 minutes from me. Krav Maga, Mississauga, Ontario, Canada. Okay, so apparently it's a thing here too. I just never knew about it. The first thing they teach you is the best way and moment to run away from a fight. Yeah. Yeah, I've always believed in that too. Like if you ever get into a situation or an altercation, especially with like a random human being, like someone you don't even know, like I could care less about, you know, my self-pride or, you know, appearance or whatever. And I would just try to get out of there, you know, like just run. I always feel like running away and trying to avoid a physical confrontation as best you can is always the best decision, regardless of cowardice or how you think other people are going to perceive you. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. Get out, just like get out any way possible. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so that's interesting. So there is schools here, close by to where I live. That's pretty cool. You know what I would love to try one day is to just like sign up for a couple classes of like jujitsu, for example. Like I would love to just learn how to grapple, especially because even just with technique, even if you are a smaller individual and someone much bigger comes after you, right? There's like techniques and moves in jiu-jitsu that allows a smaller human to, you know, incapacitate or defeat a much larger human, right? So I find that super interesting. But it's like all things, you know, it's like, man, how do you find the time right? Because whenever I do something, I don't want to like half-ass it, you know? Like usually when I decide to do a hobby or an activity, I try to always put in 100% effort. I always try to do my best. And that's something that I don't know, I never like to just kind of go halfway. Like, you know, if I'm gonna make like a YouTube channel, for example, or videos or a stream or a podcast, I want to do it to the best of my ability, you know, and not just kind of, you know, just try it here or there, or do it when I feel like it, or I don't know. It just feels weird to me. But maybe in the future we'll see. Maybe there'll be more time and opportunities, you know, for other pastimes in life. But in the meantime, unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do that anytime soon. Oh, I should have hydrated before I started the stream. Oh, this is a super good purchase. If anyone's looking for a water bottle, Tina bought these like Yeti. I don't know what you call these, Yeti tumblers or coolers or whatever. But the Yeti brand water bottles are amazing. Like this thing, if I put ice cubes in it in the summer, it stays super cold. And then even if you want to put like coffee in the winter, it stays super hot. So I feel like this would be a great Christmas gift, like a super durable, well-made water bottle. I love this thing. This is actually Tina's, and then I kind of stole it. So bad. And then she bought a smaller one. Okay, let's see. What else did I want to kind of talk about today? Oh yeah, so education. Yeah, so earlier I was kind of thinking about these ideas that I had of alternative education. I didn't really think this out yet, because normally whenever I want to like think about an idea or a concept, I'll usually kind of contemplate, you know, both sides of an idea that I'm kind of going over, and then I'll usually write out my thoughts in Google Docs, for example, in the morning. But like I said earlier, my parents were here, so I wasn't able to get any writing done today, as I woke up and I had breakfast with them, which was an anomaly for me because I never eat breakfast. I follow the whole intermittent fasting protocol. But you know, what's great about fasting is you don't have to do it every day. You know, like if I'm home alone or if I'm home during a regular work day, then I do it. It's just part of my normal routine. But say if company comes over or my family's here and they want to have breakfast, you know, I'll have breakfast with them too. So I had breakfast and I wasn't able to do any writing, which has become a staple in my morning routines. Something about just getting coffee and going back to my office and just writing in the early hours of the day is so peaceful and relaxing. And it's almost therapeutic in a way, if that makes any sense. It's so like soothing and calming for me. It just kind of settles my nerves and it puts me in a good state of mind to start the rest of my day. And I'm sure that the jolt of caffeine from the coffee definitely helps as well, right? So anyways, I was thinking about these ideas of alternative education. And of course, like, you know, like a lot of people, they go through like Baptiste, for example, like, you know, studying in university, you know, get your degree and you get a good job, and, you know, that's great. You know, that's, you know, it's awesome when I see people who succeed in the, you know, university system, because it's a lot of work, you know, like university is like super difficult, right? Yo, Lauren, what's going on? What's up, bro? is that a dab uh emoji? Is that guy dabbing? What it do? Yeah, what it do? Oh, it is? Yeah, it looks like a dab emoji. Yo, Brian Primetime. Want to enroll in Primetime Academy. Are you gonna give me a discount? Yeah, do you have a fellow YouTube creator discount? What am I gonna do with Final Cut Pro and iPhone tutorials? I don't know, it won't work. Oh dude, I got the Tamron came in today. So you can see this. The Tamron 17 to 70 just came in. So now we have matching gear pretty much, dude. So super nice. Sheesh. I'll make a 10-minute video convincing you to switch to Final Cut Pro. Oh man. I don't know. I know I know Apple products like are super good and they're super reliable, and but I don't know, for whatever reason they just don't appeal to me. Maybe I'm super biased or I'm just brainwashed by PC for using PC and Android for so long, but for whatever reason it's just, I don't know, it's kind of like what I like. But it would be cool if I did use Final Cut Pro, because then your videos would help me out like even so much more. Because normally now when I search up how to do stuff in Adobe, I'm looking for that like Justin Odisho guy or whatever. It's also too, it's like the price, you know? Like I can't get over like the extra cost that Apple products have. It's rough. And I know like people say like you're paying for quality, right? Like I get that, which is true. But for me, it's just like I'd rather pay less just for this super basic Android. So, oh, I see my own thumbnail. But yeah. Just playing. A lot of people I know hate Final Cut. Really? They hate Final Cut? Doesn't Daniel Schiffer use Final Cut though? The guy's like the best. You know what else I don't like? I hate this whole like team scenario that we have where it's like, oh, I'm team Android or I'm team Apple, and if you're not on my team then you're the enemy, and it's just like why does it have to be one or the other, you know? Like why does everything in the world have to be so extreme? It's always like Apple or Android, Nike or Adidas, blue or red, liberal or conservative. Like everything is just so annoying. Like there's always this like cultural divide between two sides, or even like Xbox or PlayStation or PC gaming and console gaming. Like it's, who cares, man? It's like the same stuff. Like why do we have to argue and bicker over such trivial things? I don't know, that stuff just kind of drives me crazy. I don't get it. I'm just like, I don't get it, man. So bum, 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 bum. What is this sound? Song? So I wanted to like play a relaxing track. So but yeah, probably gonna be Android, PC, Sony for life, I think. I don't know. But at the same time, it's like whenever I text anyone, they all know it's me because they get the green, like the green chat bubble on an iPhone. Because I'm not part of the team blue chat bubble, I get that ugly green color. So it's okay. I can live with that. It's all right. I don't mind at all. But yeah, so picked up a lens, which was super cool. So hopefully I can do some interesting future videos. I'm Apple, and what? Canon? Come on, bro. Canon? I have my dad's old Canon lens here. This beast. If you want to talk about like vintage Canon lenses, here's one right here. This thing's a monster. What is this? Oh, so this is a 200mm prime f2.8. I don't even know how do I even adjust the aperture on this thing? Like, I don't even understand these like manual lenses. It's so strange. This guy has like a filter thread that it won't even come off. Guess it's stuck on. I don't know. I don't know about Canon. It's gonna be a Sony for life for me. How do I put this back? What am I doing? Oh my gosh, this thing's like falling off. Wait, what? Where does this go? Oh, this goes here. Is that right? Oh, it doesn't screw, it just sits on. Okay, whatever, anyways. So I have some super old photography stuff just lying around that, again, is something on my list of things to do that hopefully I'll be able to experiment with in the future. I kind of want to get that experience of taking pictures with like old film. I don't know, if something about that feels so nostalgic, and it's just super interesting to me. But at the same time, it's like you got to find a place that can develop the film too, right? That has one of those red rooms for like, is that what they still use to develop old film? Like, I know I'm going off on a super tangent here, but I just want to like look this up. How do you develop old film photography? Like, how would you word that? I need to develop an old roll of film. Oh, that's hilarious. I'm sure there's like... I wonder if there's like those, you know, those super old photography stores that are like kind of vintage. There must be some of those like around here somewhere that I could like take a roll of film to and kind of get some pictures developed. Because I have the camera, I have the lenses, I just need a new battery, and I need the knowledge on how to use a stupid thing. And then we'll see. Oh yeah, that's something I haven't been able to do a lot recently, is to go out and shoot. It's been a couple weeks. Again, I've been like super busy and I haven't had much time to go out and shoot, and I kind of miss that. And I sort of feel like some of the quality of my videos has been lacking recently. I've been lacking a lot of B-roll. I don't know. But I think hopefully I can get back to creating better work. Hey, Batiste. Hey, Derek, if you know him, what is your opinion on Wim Hof? I am currently reading his book and applying his methods. Oh, you're into the Iceman? um, okay, so I've looked into Wim Hof a couple times because I found his breathing techniques like inhuman. Like they were super interesting. I didn't read his book or anything. I watched a couple videos and some short documentaries, and I do think there's something there definitely about the way he breathes. Because if you think about it, this guy, he's jumping in water in like Antarctica or something where there's like sheets of ice and snow everywhere. And this guy can swim in sub-zero temperatures for extended periods of time without having to go up for air, for oxygen, which sounds insane, right? And even one of his swims, I saw he was swimming in water that was so cold that his like that watery film on his eyeball, it like froze over, and then like everything for him became cloudy and he couldn't really see where he was going. And I was like, that's insane. Like how can someone like that, like how can you fight off the cold and still hold your breath for extended periods of time in a situation like that? So I know that his whole ability to handle cold temperatures is very impressive, but at the same time I kind of understand how that works, sort of because I practice, or I have been practicing cold showers for so long that, you know, when I'm under extreme duress from really cold temperatures, just controlling your breath and not hyperventilating is kind of what gets you through that. So, you know, I kind of get it, but when it comes to how he breathes, I think that part is super interesting. And I don't know if I have this completely correct, but it was called like there was a term for it. Was it like triple sevens or something, or triple fives, or like you inhale, but you inhale very slowly, so it's like, so that's like your inhale, like a very slow, exaggerated inhale. And then for the same duration of time, you hold the oxygen in your lungs. And this allows you to fully oxygenate your blood cells, apparently, or whatever. And then for an equal amount of time, you have a super slow exhale where you just slowly release the air from your lungs, and you kind of repeat this process. And it sort of trains your body to maximize your oxygen use. Because if you think about how human beings breathe, like even right now, like we breathe very short and quick breaths, right? And we do this subconsciously, right? And the way we breathe is very short, fast, and quick. And it's never slow and controlled. And I kind of got interested in some parts of Wim Hof and this whole idea of breath work. But unfortunately for me, I didn't really follow the practice too much. I didn't see the best benefits from it. But I do think there's something there. Like there's something that guy has figured out to be able to like control his body and his mind with work. Because some people say he's just a freak. Like he's just a freak of nature. He has this like inhuman ability to withstand cold temperatures. But I don't think that's the case. I think it's a developed skill that he's learned over years and hours of training. And I think that is what's super impressive about Wim Hof. Is that he's developed these skills over time. And it's not like he was born the Iceman, like, or he was some superhuman person, right? So yeah, I think that the breathing thing is super interesting. But I don't know. Because he seems like such a crazy guy, right? So I don't know how I feel about it. Because at the same time, like what's a practical use of his teachings, right? Like does breath work increase your lifespan? Like does it increase your quality of life? Like what are the benefits, right? Like that's what I'm super interested in. So I don't know. It's like when I think about it, I think I might have to look more into it. But I definitely think there is some benefit there. How far are you into reading his book, Batiste? Does he have more than one book? Wim Hof book. Oh, which book? Oh man, this guy has a bunch of books. He has The Iceman Speaks, The Wim Hof Method, What Doesn't Kill Us, Way of the Iceman, and Becoming the Iceman. Oh my gosh, this guy has 5 books. Oh, Chuck Liddell, the Iceman. That's funny, UFC. Yeah, look at this guy. This guy's 62 years old. His occupation is he's an extreme athlete. Oh my gosh, he climbed an altitude of 23,000 feet on Mount Everest wearing nothing but shorts and shoes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Yeah, I feel like I don't know the whole story on the guy. There's definitely more that I could learn or read from his teachings. Like even this part. On Wim Hof's website, he says that his Wim Hof method reduces the symptoms of several diseases, including rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's disease. However, these claims have not been demonstrated scientifically. See, I guess that's where the controversy lies, right? Like he's claiming that there are health benefits from his breathing techniques for rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, and Parkinson's. Like those are 3 like massive diseases. But at the same time, like how do you know? Like how do you prove that, right? Because what that guy can do, like only a small fraction of the human population can even do a fraction of what he does, you know? Messi or Ronaldo? Soccer? From what I learned in his book, his method could be a natural painkiller. Some of his students can now do so much more push-ups due to his breathing method. Oh, that's interesting. It could be a natural painkiller. Huh. Like one thing I do know is like the cold water therapy. It definitely works when it comes to, you know, like fighting things like inflammation and sore joints. Like, and the way you know this is because, like, take a look at professional athletes. Like when you look at LeBron James or like a Kobe Bryant or any of those like great basketball players, after the game, like what did they do? They got massive bags of ice and they would tape it to their knees and shoulders, right? You know, like the joints that undergo a tremendous amount of pressure, right? Like when you play basketball, like what do you think of which joints, you know, take a beating? You know, it's your knees, you know, from running, and it's your shoulders from always, you know, shooting and passing and playing defense and stuff. And if the best trained and well taken care of athletes in the entire world are using cold temperatures to reduce things like pain and inflammation in their joints, then there definitely is something there scientifically, right? Because those guys have access, you know, to the best physicians and best doctors that money can buy, right? Because like look at professional sports, right? Players in the NBA make multiple millions and millions of dollars in a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? So of course it's in their team's best interest to hire the best possible for physical practitioners, they can for their athletes, right? And time again, you always see athletes between all the major sports using, if it's ice baths or ice bags or cold showers or whatever it is, they use cold temperatures to treat inflammation and pain. So in a way, that doesn't prove it scientifically, but that goes to show that there is something there, right? And it does make sense. So it's kind of just hard to believe, I guess, for the general public. It's hard for the general public to believe, Wim Hof's methods because they seem so absurd, right? But I think there has to be something there, though. Like, if his method could be used as a natural painkiller, right? Like, I believe it. Like, if you had to ask me, like, gun to my head, like, do I believe that there is some scientific benefit to the Wim Hof breathing method? I think there is. Like, I can't prove it. I don't know enough about the subject to make a well-informed argument, but I do think there has to be something there, right? I don't know. I just find it super interesting. Super interesting guy. Wow, people have died while attempting the Wim Hof method? Jeez. 4 practitioners of the Wim Hof method drowned in 2015 and 2016, and relatives suspected the breathing exercises were to blame. Hof now cautions against using his method when diving or driving due to the possibility of blackout. Wow, that's crazy. See, like, even this, the Wikipedia page on Wim Hof has some very interesting information. Because he has to be doing something, right? A wide range of claims are made for the beneficial effects of the method for human health. While the reduced I can't say this word, inflammatory response due to hyperventilation has been documented, as well as suppression of injected endotoxins. Hof's other claims regarding the health benefits of the method have not been scientifically proven. Yeah, see, that's interesting. See, this part makes sense. Reduced inflammatory responses due to hyperventilation has been documented. Like, it makes sense. Oh my god, this guy set the world record for the longest time in direct full body contact with ice for 16 different times, including 1 hour, 42 minutes, and 22 seconds on January 23rd, 2009. See, like, oh my god. Like, full body contact with ice for 1 hour and 42 minutes. Like, that's insane. What was it playing? Christmas music. Wim Hof specified in his video and books to only do his breathing techniques while sitting on a chair or laying on bed. See, that makes sense, right? Like, you do it in a controlled environment. So I guess people were taking this to the next level and they were doing it while they were swimming or while they were driving. That doesn't sound like a good outcome. Yeah, dude, it's super interesting. Oh, he's from the Netherlands. Oh, excuse me. Super interesting guy. Oh, there's actually 2 people who broke his records. Yo, who are these other people? Who beats this dude? Where was it? Surpassed by Josef Koberl of Austria with a time of 2 hours and 8 minutes. Oh my gosh. This guy like even crazier. Okay, let's search this guy. It's a 44-year-old extreme swimmer, ice bather, winter swimmer. Oh my god, these guys are too crazy for me. This is too much. It's too much for me, Batiste. So what else is going on, dude? How's school going? How's the grind of university life? I was looking up university tuitions the other day in Canada. Or was it? University tuition for Toronto. Because when I went to school, it was like 5,000 a year, I think. At the time, that was a lot. But then recently, when I searched up current prices, it was like even higher. Let's see. You know, how do I filter out? Where's Toronto? University of British Columbia, Winnipeg, Trent, Calgary, Toronto. $6,000 to $11,000 tuition. Foreign students is $40,000 to $60,000. Wow, that's so crazy. Imagine being a foreign student and paying $60,000 for your tuition. That's so wild, man. See, like that's the one part that I struggle with university is I don't know how I can't justify the price. You know, like it's so difficult. Like if you're doing a undergraduate degree or a program that that you have a passion for, that that you love, then for sure it definitely makes sense. But if you're in a position like how I was, where I wasn't really sure if I liked the degree that I was going into, I wasn't sure if I really liked the work, and I wasn't really sure if I was motivated to finish it. And if you're ever in a place where you're not 100% all in on the subject or the career that you want to pursue, then I don't know how paying like $6,000 to $11,000 per year kind of makes sense, right? It's tough. School is going pretty well, but damn, time management is hard. I couldn't find time to watch your last videos. Yeah, that's okay, man. No worries. No worries, Batiste. Videos are always be there. That's the one good thing. They're just there. So no worries, dude. Like we say in France, you don't get a diploma, you buy it. Oh, is that a saying in France? You don't get a diploma, you buy it. Oh, man. It's tough. It's tough, It's hard, like from a philosophy perspective, I kind of struggle with this subject a lot because, personally, I do care about the younger generation, right? And I do care about the projection of our world, and what type of society will be in the future, for our kids and our future. And at the same time, I understand the importance of getting an education, right? Like becoming educated and acquiring more knowledge and becoming a smarter and more well-informed human being is very, very important. Like these are all things that I honestly believe in, and I understand that it's a valuable avenue to pursue. But at the same time, it's like when I think about these ideas, is college and university the only option, or is it the best option? And that's where I kind of get conflicted and I kind of get stuck in my thoughts, where I'm like, is it the best? Because for some people it is. Like, what if you want to be a doctor, for example, right? It's not like you can just put in seniority and put in the years of working a job at a hospital, then eventually work your way up through the company and system and then become a doctor. Like, it doesn't work like that. You have to go to med school. You have to get your PhD. You have to complete a certain type of courses or specifications or qualifications to be allowed to practice medicine or surgery. It makes sense, right? You need these formal requirements, and it's not something you can kind of like grind your way up to. So it's tough because like I don't want to give younger people bad advice, right? Like if someone out there if someone out there thinks that the college is something that they want to do, it's something that there's an experience that they don't want to miss out, then of course, yeah, go for it, right? But at the same time, there's definitely a certain number of people that are on the fence and they're not sure. Should they go? Maybe their friends and family or parents or whoever is forcing them to go. So maybe they feel like they have no choice but to go. But is that the best decision for those people in this current moment? And I don't know the answer to that, right? Also, to cultivate the right way of thinking. That's deep. The right way of thinking. I don't know. It's a tough subject. Like, say for example, my daughter, right? When she's 18 or whatever age will be, to go to college or university. I wonder, like what my opinion is going to be then, because I know for sure I'm not going to force her to do anything, but I know that I can't let my own personal beliefs affect her life, right? And if I believe that going to college is not worth it from a monetary standpoint, but she does want to go, then I don't think I should let that influence her decision, right? So I feel like if she wants to go, I'm going to be supportive and support her, the best I can, right? But also if she doesn't want to go, then the same is going to apply. I'm going to be supportive and be there for her the best I can, no matter which direction she chooses. And I sort of feel like this is the correct answer for education, because maybe instead of going to college or university, maybe you want to get into a trade skill that you can't really learn in school. Like, what if you wanted to be an electrician or a carpenter or a plumber? Like, these are all trade skills and jobs that you have to go out in the field and do it. It's not like you can just read a textbook and all of a sudden you know how to be a plumber. You have to go out there with your tools and your wrench and your nuts and your bolts and and physically touch the pipes, right? Because that's what your job entails. So I don't know, it's very it's a super interesting concept that I've been really putting some thought into and really thinking about recently, because right now Tiffany's going to turn 2, and then in a couple of years she's going to start junior kindergarten. So in Canada, I think you start school when you're 4 years old. I think I'm not entirely sure, junior kindergarten or senior kindergarten, then you go into grade school. But, you know, choosing a school and deciding on what type of education to choose for her, you know, it's a very important decision that we have to make. So I think that's why this has been on my mind so much recently. But that saying of you don't get a diploma, you buy it, it's definitely true. Because here's the thing too, right? Let's say you do spend, I don't know, $40,000 to get your diploma, right? Now, does that guarantee that you're gonna get a certain job with a certain salary? And you know, the answer most of the time is no, right? Because there are no guarantees in life. And the 4 years that it takes you, or 4, 5, 6, or however many years it takes you to finish that degree, you know, the economy and the job field and the types of jobs available can be completely different now. No, could be completely different then than they are now. Like say for example, right now, you know, in 2021, yeah, a lot of the trade skill jobs are, you know, in high in demand, right? But do we know what the world is going to be like in 2025, 4 years from now? Like, no one really knows, right? You can have your assumptions and guess that, you know, technology is probably still going to be important. Trade skills are also probably still going to be important because these are all things that are necessary, you know, for human beings to live. But then you think of other things like, you know, like where a computer is going to be. Are we still going to need, is there still going to be this high demand for engineers and software designers and programmers? If I had to guess, probably yeah, from the way that I see technology going. But at the same time, I don't know. You don't know what happens. Like, what if Facebook does this whole metaverse, whatever, virtual reality stuff, and all of this, like YouTube, Instagram, and all these other apps become obsolete, and everyone just plugs into the metaverse, and that just becomes what reality is. Like, we don't know, right? So very strange times, you know. And when I think of these things, I don't know what to do with these thoughts. You know, like these feel like these feel like empty thoughts that don't have any solutions. Or you know, when I think about like alternative education, like to me, I try to think of like, you know, what sources of education are valuable, right? Like in my everyday life, do I use my knowledge of physics to calculate slopes and velocity? No. Do I use my knowledge of chemistry and the periodic table to determine, you know, what type of chemical compounds are in substances? No. Like this is all like useless information that I have that I gained from school that is kind of pointless in my everyday life. But then other things, when it comes to like learning how to invest my money or pay taxes or, you know, any of these practical ideas, I feel like that type of education is extremely valuable, right? And that can't be understated. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a weird point with these thoughts. I don't really have a clear conclusion or direction or point that I'm trying to make. But for me, this exercise is just valuable to sort of work out these things in my mind and just, I don't know, articulate them in a way that makes sense to me. But anyway. Oh, did I even know what I don't know, Batiste, if you're still there, what program are you studying? I don't think I ever asked you that. Let's see. I'll close this. Okay, so anyways, I can't remember, but what else did I want to kind of talk about here? Let me see. Business unit management. Oh, what's that? Business unit management? Sorry, Batiste, I'm not familiar with business unit management. Okay, I gotta Google here. Business unit management is typically responsible for the space and equipment needs and the self-service requirements of business units. Business unit managers are typically the customer of the workplace management team, establishing services and service level agreements, SLAs, with workplace service providers. Oh, so you're gonna be like a manager type of thing, like in a managerial leadership type of role. Wow, powerful Batiste over here. You're gonna be a boss, bro. You're gonna be the boss. I like it. Business unit manager. Okay, let's see. Business unit manager jobs in Toronto. I'm just interested in this. Holy bro. Salary $109,000 to $152,000 per year. Holy shit. Dude, Batiste. You're gonna be balling, my man. Oh my gosh. Dude, these business unit manager positions that I'm looking here in Toronto, they're crazy compensation. Like I'm looking like $50 an hour, $125,000 to $179,000 per year. Oh, that's for a senior business unit manager. Oh my god, that's wild. Dude. Dude. Batiste, you're gonna come to Toronto and work here? Holy shit. These guys make so much money. This is so crazy. Requirements is a proven track record and the ability to effectively manage P&L and deliver against business targets. What is P&L? To lead your team in strategic planning, progress planning, and business planning. Wow. Dude, this seems wild, man. The Mustang 1967 won't buy itself. Oh, wait. Is that a Firebird? No. What? I knew an Italian guy that he was so obsessed with like a 1960s car that he called it some kind of Firebird or something. Is it, like I don't know anything about old cars. Oh, okay, never mind. It's a Pontiac Firebird. 1967 Pontiac Firebird. Okay, never mind. Wrong car. Sorry, Batiste. Probably not even close to a Mustang. I don't know anything about cars. I'm useless when it comes to automobiles. Ford Thunderbird. But dude, your field of study, business unit management, like I've never heard of it before. Like to be perfectly honest, I never heard of anyone here studying business unit management. But like when I search up these jobs in the field in downtown Toronto, like the biggest city here, like the compensation amounts is unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Like you're looking at $50 an hour and salaries almost starting in the $100,000 per year range. Like that's crazy. Yeah, I'm excited for you, bro. I'm excited for when you finish your degree and get into the workforce. Hopefully, you have lots of great opportunities to land a great job and start a career. It gets super bright in here. Oh, the sun is coming in through the blinds. All of a sudden, it got like super bright. It is well paid, but damn, it is a job with so much pressure. Okay, I see. So that's where the compensation comes from, because the job is extremely difficult. But you know what's also good, Baptiste, about getting a really high paying job? Like, just because you have a high paying job doesn't mean you need to live a high paying lifestyle that costs a lot of money, where you need like the super big house and have all these fancy designer clothes and materialistic items. Like obviously I have no idea what the culture is like in France, but like here in North America, there is this mindset that people have here is, as you progress in the corporate world and as you make more money, that for whatever reason we've decided that our lifestyle has to increase at a rate that is proportional to your salary. So as people become more successful and they get higher paying jobs and they become managers or whatever they do, all of a sudden there is this need to buy a fancy car. There's a need to buy a much bigger house. There's a need to buy a Rolex or a new phone or whatever, a fancy suit or Gucci bag or something. And I never understood that, like, because for me, whenever I made more money, that just meant I had more money to use it on important things like saving, or use it on investing, or use it to help my family, or whatever else it could be, or save it for a rainy day. And the one good thing is that I know, like you said, it does pay well, but it will have a lot of pressure and probably a lot of stress. But if you can find a way to not have like your materialistic lifestyle and expenses grow at a rate similar to your pay, then you can have all kinds of possibilities and opportunities for you in life. Even just like saving, and you could retire early and just do whatever you want. So, hey, stop wasting time. Oh, what's up, dude? What's going on? How you been? Thanks for stopping by. We're just talking about our boy Baptiste from France and how he's going to be a super baller in the future. He's going to do us all proud and be a business manager. I love it. I'm super excited. I found out about a career path that I never even knew existed in the past. Man, my room is super bright. Well, I got a cough. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. I didn't want to do that on stream. But yeah, super excited for Baptiste. How many more years do you have left in your program? Is it like a typical 4-year degree or 4-year university program to finish? So I always wonder, like, because that's what kind of sucks about North America. We always think like the rest of the world is just like us, and everyone's education system is the same, when obviously it's definitely not, right? Because here typically most bachelor's degrees, they take at least 4 years to complete. So again, I don't know what that's like for you. I'm not a big spender. Maybe I will flex a little at the beginning. I am young and dumb. It was funny, man. But hey, but at least you're self-aware though. Most people aren't even self-aware at all. But I really don't feel the need to buy useless things. Why would I buy an expensive Gucci belt? Yeah, exactly. Um, oh, 2 years to finish. Oh, that's pretty good, man. That's not bad. So 2023, we'll have Batiste, the epic business unit manager, or however you would call yourself. um, yeah, I understand the flex at the beginning because at the same time, it's sort of hard to give people financial advice because you sort of need to experience it firsthand. Like you need to go out and buy the car. You need to go out and buy the watch or the expensive phone. And you'll learn which items are truly important and valuable to you and which ones aren't. Like for me, for example, I could care less about an iPhone. Like I don't feel bad at all that I don't have an iPhone. I don't feel bad at all that I don't have an iPad. Like these are items that don't mean anything to me and I don't care for. But I'm sure there's some people out there that like they love the status of having an iPad or an iPhone. They probably just like love it, right? And it brings them happiness and joy. So for that person, like it does make sense to go out and buy a product like that. So I feel like every person is different and we all need to figure out which materialistic items are valuable to us and which ones aren't. And so even though you say you probably will flex at the beginning and you are young and dumb, for example, but that's just normal, right? Be like you're going to figure out what is valuable to you and what is worth spending your money on, right? And so as long as you have some type of perspective and you're aware of personal finance, at least to a certain extent, that you'll be well off. Like you'll be fine. It's just like it's some people that just think, oh, I have money, so I have to spend it, and then they just fill their lives with like meaningless items. So I don't know. And while I'm studying, I have I remember you told me you have like a job placement. That's kind of like a co-op. Like we call it co-op over here. It's like where you kind of work for a little bit and it counts toward your school, but you still get money. But that's really good because you're also building job experience, right? I'm excited for you, Batiste. All right, I'm excited to see what happens in the future for you, bro. A couple years. We'll see. You have to let me know. We can celebrate on stream when you graduate. So we'll see. That's such an important point you bring up about status and materials. You should check out the book 5 Levels of Attachment by Don Miguel Ruiz. I think it'd be a great video idea for you. That book, that sounds familiar. Is that really old book? Actually, no, I think I'm thinking of something else. Hold on, what did you say? 5 levels of what? The 5 levels of attachment. The 5 levels of attachment. Oh, this was a book. I thought you were talking about the 4 agreements. I'm familiar with that book, but I'm not familiar with this one. The 5 levels of attachment. It's like an older book, isn't it? Oh no, it's not. 2013. Huh. Okay, I'm gonna save this in my tab of books. Hey, thanks for the book recommendation, bro. I'm always looking for new titles and books that are worth reading. You know what's strange though? I've been reading a lot of fiction books recently, which I always thought they were useless, but for whatever reason, I've kind of been enjoying it. Um, I have a 10 euro Kalenji watch. Kalenji? Oh, it's a French brand, and it perfectly suits me. The idea of buying a watch more expensive than my car is misery to me. Oh, bro, tell me about it. You know how much my watch costs? I got none. No watch for me. Yeah, like at the same time, it's practical, right? Like, what do you buy a watch for? To tell time? Like, is it really important to buy like a Rolex to flex and to show off to people? Because like, you know what's strange about that? You know when you have like a nice car or a really nice watch or an expensive bag, like you think that expensive purchase will make other people be envious of you, or you think that other people will like you more. But the only thing that really happens is that no one sees a person in an expensive car and be like, oh wow, that guy's so cool. He's driving, an Audi TT or whatever, or a Lamborghini. They usually think, oh, I would look so cool if I was driving that car and not that guy. So more often than not, most people don't even care about the person or notice the person who has the object. Usually everyone thinks about how they would look if they had that thing. And at least that's how I used to be. Like whenever I saw someone, driving like a super nice sports car, like I used to love Subaru WRXs. And whenever I would see someone drive a Subaru WRX, I would never look at the driver and be like, oh, I wish I was that guy. I was like, damn, I wish that was a car I was driving. And I never thought of the person. I only thought of the actual item. So buying a materialistic good with the attention or the hopes of other people liking you more because you own it kind of doesn't make any sense, right? Hey, Forrest. I have cousins. I have cousins like that. It hurts to spend time with such people who brag about what other Louis Vuitton products they got, which, by the way, are the ugliest things one can own, no matter how expensive. Oh. Oh man, that is which the ugliest thing. The ugliest things one can own, no matter how expensive. Hey, Forrest, I agree with you 100%. Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I know. I know what you mean. Like, I have a couple friends and acquaintances that I think one of them bought like a $500 Gucci sweater. Like, and it's just like a simple red sweater. And it just said like Gucci along the front, and I was like, that was $500 for that? Like, why? Like $500 for a sweater? Like, look, I got a sweater right there. That sweater's like, I don't know, $40. It probably does the exact same thing as a Gucci sweater. Like, it keeps you warm. I'm like, okay. Like, I don't understand. Like, it just like blew my mind. But at the same time, in his eyes, I could see like how much it meant to them. Like, for whatever reason, that social flex of showing off that you have this expensive materialistic good somehow brings them joy. But I could never understand that mindset. So my big spendings is when I bought many books, very fine food, or good quality sports equipment. It can be expensive, but it is useful. Yeah, see, that is a huge difference here, right? It's like books, for example, is like an investment. It's like you're getting an education out of it. Like there's practicality to it. Like, for example, even for me, like you say sports equipment, like I like to buy quality like camera gear. Like whenever I buy new camera gear, it's exciting for me not only because, oh look, I have this stupid lens, and you know, I'm trying to like show it off to people. Like, no, that's not what's happening. The enjoyment that I get out of this material good is that this helps me create things that I have a passion for, right? It helps me produce something that I'm passionate and that I love to do. So for me, you know, spending money on like the camera gear is what I feel is worth it, right? And also, like spending money on food is tough because like if you eat out all the time, it gets really expensive. But one of like the best things in life is just going out to like a restaurant or ordering food and just having a meal with people you love. Like at the end of the day, that is one of the best things in the world. Like for example, even yesterday when my parents and my brother came over, you know, they just bought like takeout, like chicken and French fries and whatever, you know, like a simple meal, and it was awesome. Like that is one of the best things in life is sharing good food with people that you love and that you care about. So I feel like, you know, that's a perfectly fine way to spend your money as well. I feel that about the books or food. I have quite the book collection, especially of older books in areas of philosophy and psychology, which I really enjoy. Yeah, see, again, it's the same thing, right? Like buying books, like it makes sense, right? Like it has practical use, right? It has functionality. Like I get it. It's not just purchase. It's not just a purchase that's done in vain, right? Like what does a Gucci sweater do? Does the Gucci sweater keep you warmer than a regular sweater? Like does it have some type of practical use? And it doesn't, right? And that's when those purchases seem kind of out of place. I know that everything matters: the material, the work done with it, the design, efficiency of the product, labor. All that adds up to the final price, but there is always a limit. Yeah, that's true, Forrest. Yeah, it's tough too, right? Because finances is like different than everybody. Because a lot of the times, like I used to try to spend as least amount of money as possible and kind of just buy cheap stuff, you know, just to get by. But then also, I don't mind spending a little bit more money to get like a really good quality item or equipment or whatever it is that I know that I'm going to use a lot of times in the future, so I get good use out of my purchase. So again, you know, I get what you're saying, how there's always a limit to price. Oh man, you guys with the massive book collections. Culture, fiction, and personal development. Hey, personal development. Excuse me. Man, I gotta stop coughing. Yeah, I've been investing more in books, too, and also audiobooks. I think there's a lot of value that people underestimate in audiobooks. But you know what's interesting though, when we talk about you know, purchasing things, like when you hear about someone, like say you want to buy a book, you know, and it's like $25, and people will be like, oh, it's too expensive, I don't want to spend $25 in a book. But then those same people will just as easily go and spend $25 at the movies or something, right? Or someone doesn't want to buy like an online course because it's like too expensive. It costs, I don't know, $1,000 or something, and that information could change your life. But when a new tablet or phone comes out, then they're easy to find a way and reason to spend that same amount of money. So it's like at the same time, there's like this weird perspective game of value that human beings play where they think, oh, this is not worth my money, but this is. And even though it kind of doesn't make sense when you break it down realistically. And I caught myself doing this a lot in the past, of having this mindset of being like, oh, that's too expensive, I don't want to buy that. But that book or that audiobook or that course, that could provide me with so much more value, right? In the long run, that does make sense from a financial perspective to make that purchase. Whereas other things like, like going to the movies, for example, or whatever social event is, where I was quick to say yes and find the money to go out and do that, I kind of like stopped and realized, hey, not all purchases are created equal, right? And some do inherently have more value in the long run. But I need to step up my book collection game. 1 year ago, I bought an expensive pair of what is that? Salomon sneakers? Salomon? Oh, also a French brand. Your French branding is like throwing me off. The Speed Cross 4. I want to Google that. What is that? The Speed Cross 4. Oh, dude, these are these like hiking shoes or something? They look super durable and rugged. The Salomon Speed Cross 4. Yeah, they have like cleats on the bottom. These shoes look dang, $200. See, like, so something like this, like if you're is this for hiking? They look like they're for hiking or something. Yeah, like making an expensive purchase like this, like it makes sense. Like it's practical, right? Oh, hiking running shoes. Yeah, I could see that. Like having like a solid pair of hiking shoes, like if that's something you do regularly. Because like here's the thing, like what if you go hiking on a regular basis and you buy like some cheap crappy pair that are uncomfortable, they hurt your feet, they give you calluses, and they just like break down on you all the time, and you always have to like go out and buy a new one. When in the first place, if you just spend the money and bought a really well-made durable pair, they would just last you for a much longer time, right? So in cases like that, like I completely understand to purchase quality. Oh, sorry guys, my voice is like dying right now. That's what I was trying to explain. Those shoes are worth the price, I'm sure. But let's say the very same shoes were worn by XY famous person, so now they cost 1 million. Yeah, that's super ridiculous. Like, especially when it's like a celebrity, like when a celebrity wears a certain piece of clothing and then you hear about them giving it to like a fan, and then all of a sudden it's on eBay for $1 million, and you're like, well, it doesn't make any sense, right? Hiking shoes are always the best. Oh yeah, Forrest, you go on hikes. See, Forrest knows you need a good pair of hiking shoes. This is top quality shoes. They're so comfy and so solid. French quality at its finest. Hey. Yeah, Forrest, I'm Googling it right now. There's like these black ones with like white lines down the side. They look pretty cool. Or there's ones that are like all black, and there's some colored ones. There's like a rainbow colored one. Looks kind of crazy. I like this super simple minimalistic dark gray or all black. Looks super nice. They look super rugged. Like even the soles, like look at this, the bottom of the shoes. Those cleats are like super serious. The Speed Cross 4s. Man, some of them are like $200. Dang. See, like someone like me who doesn't go hiking that often, but I do enjoy hiking. I really enjoyed going hiking this past summer. That was a lot of fun. That's something I definitely want to do more in the near future. Do I have this? Amazon have these? Speed Cross 4. Oh, they're actually $135. Oh, dude, $18 for import fees. You gotta get these imported from France. Oh, they even have like an olive colored one. Dang. Well, if I ever get if I ever get super big into hiking, I'll definitely look that up. 200 bucks in France. I bought it at 89 euros. Yeah, because you have to remember, like, the Canadian dollar sucks. So if we go euro to Canadian. Okay, so let's see. 89 euros. So 89 euros is $128.90 Canadian. Plus plus import. So $17.66 for import fees. Import here. Okay, so $17.66 import fees plus $128.93. So we're looking at $146 plus Canada. We have extremely high sales tax. So plus our 13% tax. So I'm looking at $165.65 for those shoes. Yeah, so not quite $200, but yeah, the Canadian dollar is not very strong, man. It kind of sucks. Like if I want 100 euros, it costs me 144 Canadian. What about US dollars? It's probably like 120. Like if I want 100 US dollars, 128 Canadian. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, boo to Canadian currency. It's not very good. Oh, this is gonna be like a super random question. Is like Amazon like a thing in Europe? Like is there like an Amazon Europe that's like super I don't know what the word I'm looking for here is. Super popular? I'm sorry if this sounds ignorant. Like Because here in Canada and the US, like everyone just buys stuff from Amazon, and Bezos gets all their money. Is that, and then all the small mom and pop shops are suffering. Is that what it's like in Europe? Derek, have you lived in Canada all your life? Oh, out of water. Okay. Have I lived in Canada all my life? No. So, I was born in Canada. Lived here a couple years, and then I lived in Bermuda for. I grew up in Bermuda for 5 years. I think I was in Bermuda for like 5 years. So yeah, by the Bermuda Triangle and all that stuff. And Bermuda was super weird because what they do is they let you come to Bermuda and live there as like a citizen or whatever, but they only let you stay for a certain amount of time. And what they do is they not use you, but they get you. So my parents, like my dad, for example, they get you to train the locals in your craft. So they bring people in, they train their own people, and then they kind of like have to leave, and you can't stay there permanently. So yeah, we lived in Bermuda until I was, I don't know, 5, 6 years old or something. Then I came back to Canada, pretty much in Toronto, and lived here ever since. But I have traveled all over the place. But in terms of living, 5 years Bermuda, and we'll say 32 years in Canada. Amazon is very popular in France. Ah, okay, there you go. So Bezos is worldwide. Where I am, nothing is a thing yet. That's where he got his rat power. Oh, no. I gotta turn down this brightness. That's where he got his rat powers. Oh, I see you, Forrest. That's where he got his rat powers. Oh, yo, you guys are never gonna let me live that down, are you, huh? That's gonna be like an ongoing joke for all the future streams, this stupid year of the rat. Excuse me. Oh, that's funny. Let's see. But French people also really love to buy things in small shops. It is for me a heresy to buy books from Amazon and not in a small library. I hear you, Baptiste. Same here. Some shops do deliver, but I prefer to go shop in person. Yeah, it's like you want to support local businesses, you know? Because like Amazon and Bezos, they have like all the money in the world. But like that small mom and pop shop or small library or whatever store it is, you know, a couple of small purchases from a bunch of local people can make a huge difference for the business succeeding, right? So I always try to support local as best I can. Especially products that are made in your own country, you know. That's also like big too. Like whenever I see things, you know, that are made in Canada, like I try to support it too, right? And like Baptiste, if you see something, you know, made in France or whatever, right? It's good to support local. Or at least I'm a huge fan of that. Oh man, rat powers. Year of the rat, huh? So funny. What else have I been reading recently? You guys have any other good book recommendations? Send me some good book recommendations. I've been reading all kinds of stuff. Oh, I finished another George Orwell book. I finished Animal Farm. That was super interesting. Anyone if you've read Animal Farm, that's a super, super interesting book. I really enjoyed that one. What else did I read? Well, I read that book, Mortal Engines, that I guess is considered sci-fi. Is it sci-fi? And I think it was a movie, but then it like flopped super bad. So I kind of want to watch the movie now. Mortal Engines, December 2018. So it's only 3 years ago. But it was one of the biggest box office bombs in history. Oh my gosh. Grossing only 83 million against a production budget of 100 to 150 million. Losing the studio an estimated $175 million. Oh my gosh. Mortal Engines. Jeez. The Ice Dragon, George R. Oh, what's that? The Ice Dragon. Oh, definitely gonna check that out. Does it have any relation to like Game of Thrones stuff, or is it just like its own story? Like I haven't read anything George R. R. Martin except for the Song of what do you call it? Like the Game of Thrones Song of Fire and Ice. Like I've read did I read all of them? I read Game of Thrones, I read Clash of Kings, I read Storm of Swords, I read Feast of Crows. I can't remember, did I read Dance of Dragons? I think I did. Yeah, I think I did. I think I finished that recently. Okay, so I'm caught up in all the Song of Ice and Fire books, but the Ice Dragon. I gotta check it out. Oh, it's super short and I loved it. Read it 2 times. Oh, really? Yeah, right. How many pages is this? Ice Dragon. $128 pages. Okay, I'll check it out for us. I'll add it to my list. Damn, Animal Farm is so good. I'm currently reading the Wim Hof Method and listening to the 1984 audiobook. Yeah, Animal Farm is surprisingly good, right? Like in the beginning, it's kind of weird because they're talking about like all the animals' names, like Snowball and what's that pig's name? Napoleon. The pig Napoleon and the other pig. What was the other stupid pig's name? Squealer. Yeah, Squealer, Napoleon, and Snowball. This is like a super interesting dynamic going on between like animals and humans. And I found that book, it was surprisingly good. Surprisingly good. I've read a lot of his books and I plan to read everything he ever wrote. But also, that's just me. My taste might not be for you. LOL. No, you know what? When it comes to books, I enjoy like a variety. I go through these phases where most of the time I enjoy philosophy and like kind of self-development type of books, right? Like that's like my core books that I really enjoy. But from time to time, I like to mix it up, and every once in a while, I'll get in a mood for like some fiction or science fiction or some type of dystopia story, like stuff like that. So like right now, um, I'm in like a fiction phase where I read The Mortal Engines, and then I'm reading Predator's Gold right now. So I'm kind of in this like weird phase, and then I'll probably maybe I'll go back to like some Marcus Aurelius or Seneca, or then I don't know, maybe I'll read whatever it is, or like a finance book, like personal finance. I find super interesting, but for me, I have to mix it up. Like I can't just read 5 personal finance books back to back to back. It just there's no variety there, and I get kind of bored. So I like to read like a philosophy book, and then a science fiction book, then a self-help book, then a personal and then kind of like go all over the place. So that's sort of like what I like to do, and I kind of enjoy all genres, to be honest. Okay, so I'll add what was it? Ice Dragon to my list. But yeah, George R. R. Martin is you know what? There was only one book that I didn't like. I think it was A Feast for Crows. I didn't really enjoy that one that much. I think that was the only book of his that I just thought was okay, because I think that's the one. It was the one where it didn't have anything to do with Jon Snow or Daenerys, or Tyrion. Like it was about the other characters, like Davos and Stannis Baratheon, and it concentrated more on the people of the Iron Islands, or whatever you call it. And I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the characters, but I didn't really enjoy that one as much as the others. But I'll definitely check out Ice Dragon for sure. My rhythm of reading is fiction, then personal development, history, philosophy, then fiction again. Okay. So you have a rhythm. Yeah, that's pretty similar to me. But I'm sort of like all over the place. You know what's kind of strange though? I kind of don't like history books. But you know what I really like for history is Wikipedia. I don't know why. But like, say whenever there's like a book about like I don't know, like a world war or some type of political crisis in the past, instead of like reading a book on it, I kind of enjoy just reading Wikipedia and just kind of going all over the place. For whatever reason, that's the only subject I do that. I don't know why. Like I love Wikipedia for history for whatever reason it is. It's so bizarre. I know what you mean. I also have to have a kind of rhythm. Ooh, you can't always trust Wikipedia. That's true. I never thought of that. Yeah, because some people fuck it up, right? That's actually true. I never really thought of that. Because Wikipedia is just like contributions, right? It's not 100% fact checked, I guess. Yeah, so maybe that's not the best habit to have when it comes to reading stuff. Yeah, but for whatever reason, I have like an addiction with history and Wikipedia. I have no idea why. I think it's because like you can start off with something like World War One, and then all of a sudden branch into like Vietnam, and then go to like North Korea, and then go to Russia. Like you can kind of like navigate all through the website. I think that's what kind of gets me. So oh hey, it's it's 2 o'clock, or it's past 2. I gotta go have some lunch. Yeah, that was a pretty fun stream. So I got a couple book recommendations. I'm definitely gonna go pick up the Ice Dragon. Thanks for that, Forrest. I'll probably be reading that maybe next week or the week after. We'll see. But maybe by the next stream we can talk about. Let's talk about the Ice Dragon next stream. I'll try to get that done by then, hopefully. But we'll see. Wikipedia is not perfect, but in a world here education can be so expensive, it is a blessing to have. Yeah, it's like you gotta take it with like a grain of salt too. Do your research too. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna end this stream shortly. Yeah, gonna have some lunch. So Forrest, Batiste, stop wasting my time. I don't know your real name. But if you're still here, thanks, guys. It's always great chatting with you on the weekend. You know, have a great day. Have a great weekend. Hopefully, you know, everything goes good. And most importantly, stay safe, you know, with all this crazy COVID pandemic stuff. So I'm going to go see what we got downstairs for lunch. And I'll catch you guys in 2 weeks. All right. Peace, peace, peace. Yeah, take care too, brother.